Hi everyone and welcome to Mass Effect 3 Insanity No Upgrade Run walkthrough. We are on part 2, we are on Mars, and I'm going to show you straight away that I haven't upgraded anything, though I have leveled up. As I commented before, I cannot I am on Insanity, as you can see. I cannot stop the character from leveling up and gaining a little health, but beyond that everything is going to be unupgraded, including the weapons and my squad mates, which are now Shames, I think it's called, which is voiced by Freddie Prinze, if I'm not mistaken, sadly, and Ashley Williams. So we're gonna be facing a lot of Cerberus enemies. This is the second mission. You don't even select this mission, you go straight from Earth to here, and we're going to be fighting some of assault troopers. We're going to be fighting some guardians later on the chapter. We're going to be fighting are we going to have engineers? Yes, I think we have engineers. So just different kind of enemies that do different kind of stuff, and when we find them I'll be explaining them. These enemies are just the soldiers. Cerberus is an entity, is a human organization that stands apart from the Alliance, which is the standard political normal organization, like the United Nations, kind of on space. But Cerberus is kind of like a separatist organization, paid up by the Lucent Men, which we don't know that much about him, and sadly we're going to end this game without even knowing much about him. So that's a little story. I'm going to be telling you a little of the story in these chapters. Basically what we're going to be doing here is gaining a new ally, or if you want to see it more thorough, I guess we will be gaining two new allies, which is going to be Liara and Edie, and we're going to find out that actually we have a sort of plan to defeating the Reapers, which are those creatures that you saw on the first chapter on Earth, invading Earth and invading all other planets of different races. And yeah, the Reapers are a sentient mechanical race, basically robots with high intelligence that we, at this point in the game, we don't know why they're destroying everything. So as you can see, I'm going to be cutting out the cutscenes and the talking. I'm going to be only showing off the battle parts. So as you can see, combining powers of the squad mates and my own have really devastating results. So, and I'm going to be mainly criticizing various parts of the story, so I can better up kind of do a long and fractured review about what I think of the story, mostly because the combat is not really that boring. It's fine. It was better before. It was better in Mass Effect 1 and it was better in Mass Effect 2, but it's not that bad. It's fun. But the most disappointing thing about this game is the story, no doubt. And this is where we find out about the. As you can see, you can actually grab people and do a quick kill. But look what happens when you do it. You're just exposed. you left after you. It's not a stealth kill like it was in Uncharted. The Uncharted series, you can do a stealth kill from behind back. Everyone kind of knows where you are, so it's not really that useful. It's more useful to do that. Just mix powers, biotic powers, and other type of powers, and combine them. So, yeah, as I was saying, this is the mission where we are going to get the blueprints for the Crucible. The Crucible is a giant, almost like a Death Star kind of machine, which is the Deus Ex Machina of this game. And why do I say that? I mean, I don't mean the game. When we saw the story and we first began to see the Reapers as the menacing threat of this game, we kind of realized that we were going to need some kind of Deus Ex Machina. That means some kind of really technological and devastating machine that will kill off all the Reapers at once. And I already was saying this before the game even come out. I was saying how are they going to manage this, because the Reapers were on thousands of huge gigantic ships that each is like his own ship, his own individual force. And in the first Mass Effect it costs so much trouble to just kill one of these machines, and there were thousands of these machines coming to our galaxy. And you can see in the first episode like hundreds of them on Earth alone. So I already was thinking before this game came out, how are they going to manage that? How are they going to give us a fighting chance against the Reapers? And I guess this is exactly what I was thinking about. I mean, I said if they're going to be cheap, they're going to give us a Deus Ex Machina. They're going to give us the chance to build some fear or discover something that is going to allow us to kill all the sentient machines, or that could be also said for like they do in games, like finding a signal that turns off all the robots, or finding the robot master, like the vampire trick, where you kill the master and all the other robots die. I knew it was going to be something like that, and we end up with the Crucible, which is a machine that we don't know at this point in the game what it does exactly, but it supposedly kills the Reapers, and it does kills them. So it was kind of a letdown, because the writer of Mass Effect 1 and 2 was, I guess he resigned, or I didn't think he was fired. I think he resigned for this one, because I'm sure he saw fucking Electronic Arts fucking up everything, and he resigned. He was writing a different kind of story for Mass Effect 3, which I did read, and I thought it was a much improvement over this fucking story, which was written by Casey Hudson from Electronic Arts, and kind of ruined by him, especially the ending. But I guess I'm not going to talk about other things that are going to come into play in other episodes, because I want to keep my commentary of what's going on in the episode apart from the rest of the story, so that I can see what things I like and what things I don't like, because it's not that I don't like the story at all. Some parts I like, actually, but some important parts I do not. So here we can see the first Guardians. They're the ones with the shields. They can be stripped down of their shields with the singularity power, but later on in the game we are going to see more stronger Guardians that, even though you throw the singularity at their feet, they're not disposed of the shield. And we're also going to see engineers that throw smoke bombs in front of you. And I almost died here. And when you have a smoke bomb in front of you, you can target anything. There I'm telling my squad mates to move to different locations. And I can tell them to attack my... which will be the best strategy. I can tell them to attack the target I am attacking at the same time. You can also choose the weapons that your squad mates are going to use, and so on and so forth. I don't think the Cerberus side of the story is handled well. I would have liked to see Cerberus not as they seen in the game, but I'm going to talk about Cerberus more when the actual story of the mission deserves to talk about it. So here we are just retrieving the Crucible. We just found out that we actually have a weapon that can destroy the Reapers, and that's even if you can build it, and that's a shame, because I always said building the weapon while the Reapers are attacking us was a fucking stupid idea. I mean, the correct way to do this would be to find like a map of where the weapon is already built by the Proteans, maybe. That's an ancient race. And something like that. And then in the course of the game you kinda look for it and you find it in the end and activate it. That will be the correct way and more kind of more logical way. Because building a machine that is almost the size of the planet Earth in like record fucking time, like they fucking build a machine in months. Like it's not really possible. It will be an endeavor that would took years to build, and the Reapers would have just destroyed us before we ended up building them. So it's a stupid decision in a long line of stupid decisions in the story, I would say. So as you can see, I'm combining, and sometimes the powers just crash into the walls. I can kind of direct from where the warp. Oh, and that, by the way, that's the name of the power that I forgot in video 1. Warp. So I can direct the way the warp is going to hit the soldier by moving the mouse slightly around the soldier's target, so I can get him to hit him from the bottom, from the sides, from up, and I can use that to throw the enemy off the map in some other maps where there are actually places they can fall down and die. So you're gonna see me doing that. There I am leveling up, but I'm not using any of the powers. I'm grabbing upgrades, as you can see from the weapons, but you have to actually use a workbench and put them in the weapon to use them, and I'm not gonna do that. So everything you see me grabbing is just so you can know where it is if you happen to be looking for items. There I grab a shotgun, and this is a kind of a turret section. There are gonna be a lot of sections that are not so interesting. I guess the game is kind of showing us here about the cover system and how we can interact with it. I have to say the cover system is actually pretty good. I wouldn't say Gears of War good, but it's kind of sticky sometimes. You kind of, it's clunky. Sometimes you think you're going to get cover and you don't, and you die. And sometimes when you don't want to get cover, you get cover. So it's kind of clunky, but I would say it really works. It works when you need it most. it's going to work most of the time. It's not the worst cover system I've seen. So there we go, we just get around the weapon. Then we're going to have more enemies. We cannot pass the crystal, but if we use Liara to cast the singularity inside the room, Liara will actually cast the singularity inside the room. So that's very useful. That's why I'm going to take Liara, which is the blue character. And why did I throw the singularity there? I throw the singularity there because the AI, the enemy AI, tends to not get close to places where we are spawning singularities or different types of enemies. See how they automatically because the engineers, when they throw the smoke, they tend to run through the smoke and attack you. But when I throw the singularity on the ground, that's me saying to the AI, don't get through this point. And you're going to see me doing that a lot because it's really necessary. Because later in the games, a lot of the enemies charge you. A lot of the enemies simply go to where you are and try to melee you, and that's really dangerous. And I can imagine for an upgrade run. But not all enemies have this type of AI. The later enemies, the big enemies, the enemies that are more dangerous than these ones, they don't really give a fuck about you throwing singularities and stuff like that. So it's just going to work for now. There we just cut to another scene when we're going to have to be traveling through a tram line, a little train. This is not the best spot for you to be in this scene. The best spot is right here, and flanking the enemies and throwing singularities like that. And combining the powers. As you can see, I'm going to destroy these enemies, and they're not even going to be able to get here. And the most difficult part in this mission, in the Mars mission, is going to be right after this, when we descend of that tram line on the other side. We are going to be attacked by a large gauntlet of enemies. And did I die there? No, I think I did this entire mission without dying. But in mission 3, which I already did, which is going to be the mission where we get the last living Prothean, the last living of an ancient race, that is actually part of a DLC, but since I had to do it because I wanted that character, that is going to be mission 3, where we go to Eden Prime, that's the name of the planet, and we get Shavik, that's the name of the character. And in the Eden Prime mission I died like 3 or 4 times, especially on the last part of the combat, when we are going to be fighting an Atlas. That is a huge robot. The Atlas is super dangerous, so you're going to see me doing a tactic that really worked out in the end for me to not be killed by the robot. So that's going to be good. It's going to be edited, so you're probably not going to see my death. Oh, by the way, this is the first 60 frames per second video that I upload to my channel, and it's going to be all of the rest of these videos from now on, including this one. The first part was not 60 seconds, by the way, but from this point on, all the rest of this playthrough is going to be 720p 60 frames per second. So if you have a Google Chrome and you want to see this at 60, you can. And I'm going to make this exception this time because it's not really that different to use 60 seconds here. 60 seconds, what? 60 FPS. This is a train that we're going to jump to when we kill all these enemies. This is not the final part, the final combat of this mission. And this may look easy combining these powers, but you're going to see that I have to be really careful. And in this last scene, I didn't die like in a miracle. You're going to see how difficult this game can get. So we're going to move this train now to get to the other side of the complex. And this is the final combat scene. Even though we're going to have a little combat scene after this by chasing a character, this is the final combat. And when you arrive here, you want to get to where I get in the video. See, automatically go here and leave your characters in the train and start casting the powers. We're going to have engineers, and look at that, already one of my characters, see that that medical icon on the screen? One of my characters died. And who died? There I see that Liara died, and Liara is the one that can cast singularity like us, so I'm going to revive her, as you can see. Reviving a character is really dangerous, because it means you have to move. See them throwing grenades? That's what's killing my squad mates. So reviving the character is really dangerous, because you have to move to his location, and that location turned out to be really safe, but it's usually not safe. So sometimes if the enemy kills all your squad mates and they are really unsavable, as you could say, like unrescuable, in the middle of a fucking map where enemies are shooting at you, you can really do the saving part. And if you're left alone in a bad situation, you might as well just restart the checkpoint, at least in an upgrade round like this. So as you can see, the Ashley just decided to go to the middle of that room, even though I didn't tell it to. So I located my squad mates alongside me in this place. That's what you want to do when the AI failed you, the squad mate AI failed you. Those are engineers, and the smoke grenades that they throw are really dangerous. The shield guys are going to come straight to you, so you have to kill them before they get here. And you're going to see how hairy this gets. See, someone died, I have a grenade on my feet, I have to move. I could have died here. And what's this? Oh my god, that was really dangerous. So I'm using the heal to revive Liara. And I think she's gonna die again. Liara has very little HP, that's why she's dying. And this is a disaster. Already, that grenade can kill me instantly, and look at this. I'm alone now. Both my characters died. Now this is really dangerous. And just I don't know how to survive this. Another grenade. They are really spam happy about those grenades. So I'm going to revive her. Yeah. I'm going to revive Liara, and automatically I'm going to try to put a singularity there. I have to get rid of these shield guys as fast as I can, and the engineers as well. See the shield guys, they just rush you. Oh my god. I almost dead again. See, even I throw two singularities at his feet, they are not dropping the shield, and you can actually shot them through that little window they have in the shield. But it's not the best way to kill them. There it is. Is everyone dead? Yeah. So this is the last part of the Mars mission. We're going to be trying to catch Dr. Eva, which is later in the game is going to become Edie, squad mate of ours. I'm not sure I'm going to use Edie on many missions. She can throw that tech attack. That's called a tech attack, that you can actually take the hit, because as you saw, it didn't even drop my shields. Careful on this part, because she's going to summon a ship. See? with enemies, but I'm going to cast 2 singularities inside the ship before they even come out. See, I throw one, and I think I use Liara to cast the other one. And then immediately I'm going to chase her, because this cancels out the combat, even though I think they all died by falling from the ship. So I'm just going to keep chasing Dr. Eva, and at the last moment of this mission, I'm just going to be prompted to shoot it a couple of times, and if you don't fail that, then this mission ends. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see each other in the next mission in Eden Prime, where we will be reviving a lost dead Protean. Well, I guess it's not dead, it's just living. So see you then.